Hey guys, what's going on? Bringing you another video. So today we are going to talk about the Icon flex head ratcheting zero offset wrenches. But before that, I want to fill you in on just a couple things that have to do with setting up the home shop. So let's get into today's video.
Y'all don't even like me, no, I'm stabbing the mirror.
So first off, as you can see, the driveway got poured, this awesome driveway that I've been working on for quite a while. This is my roommate's F100, so super nice, clean pickup. Next, now they got to come in and backfill still, and then we'll put our steel building where that F150 is back there. So we're making some progress. Once we get the steel building up, the Fox body can go in there, and we'll have more room to work on cars in our home shop. So we also got the workbench modified, so I got a little more room up front in the shop. The lift is supposed to ship out this week. I don't know exactly when that's going to show up yet, but it's on its way. So again, slowly but surely, we're working on getting this home shop rolling, and then we can get this Mustang out of here so that I have two stalls to work in. Right now, still kind of just pulling stuff down off the shelves, getting stuff organized. Looks like a bomb went off. Every time I get one thing kind of organized and done, then I start on another section of the garage and it looks like this again. But we're making progress, and that's what counts. One thing I did want to do as well, you guys, is insert a couple clips from the work week. You guys seem to enjoy those, so I'm going to drop those clips right here. I don't know what this thing is. If this Avenger would get out of the way, I'm going to try to get it for you guys. There's a cool car in front of us right there. Looks like a 300ZX with some weird lights. Yeah, that is what that is. That's sweet. All right, so now let's get on to business. So we're going to talk about a series of specialty wrenches from Icon that really save you a lot of headache if you're working on cars full time. So I'm going to flip the camera over and just show you what we're talking about. All right, so these are brand spanking new wrenches from Icon. These are kind of a specialty wrench. If you don't work on cars full time or a lot in your spare time, I guess, you probably wouldn't have a use for these, but as a professional technician, these wrenches are a lifesaver. So I have the set from Mac of these that are not ratcheting, not flex head, and they're awesome. So when I saw that these came out, and then I saw that Icon was offering this set for about $190, a little cheaper if you have a coupon. In comparison, my Mac ones, which again aren't ratcheting, aren't flex head, were about $400. So this was a really good deal. All right, so let's talk about these wrenches just a little bit. So it does skip a few sizes. There's no 9, there's no 11, but we got a really nice quality feeling wrench from Icon, which, as you may or may not know, is Harbor Freight's new premium line of tool truck quality tools that are quite honestly a lot cheaper. Are they the same quality as Snap-on? No. Are they the same quality as Mac? No. But you also have the exact same warranty. If one of these busts any of the Icon tools, you go to Harbor Freight, you return it, and they give you a new one. So lifetime guarantee is a huge deal. And here's the other kicker. I don't know about all of their tools, but all of the ones that I bought, and to the best of my knowledge, all of this stuff is Taiwan, not China. Okay, so Icon tools are made in Taiwan, which have significantly better quality than anything that I've had that's made in China. So they're going to be comparable to, say, your gear wrench type tools. I think these feel a little better than the gear wrench stuff that I have. Now let's get to what I really wanted to talk about, which is the price point that you can buy these things at. Like I said, my Mac ones are this same style, zero offset with a really long shank on them, but they don't have the ratcheting mechanism and they're not flex head. So I love those Mac wrenches because where they really shine is pulleys, stuff like that. When you need a little bit more leverage on these newer cars where there's not a ton of space, you can kind of wedge them way up to wherever you are working, and they're phenomenal wrenches, you guys. So when I saw these ones come out, I thought, oh man, I gotta have these. They got this nice flex head on them so I can tip it forward and back, and the joint is really strong, so it stays exactly where I place it. It's not like it's flopping around. Now they don't have a screw on either side, so if this joint does loosen up, I don't know if you warranty it or break it so that you can warranty it, but I haven't had an issue with that. They're relatively new. I've had them about 3 months, but they are absolutely fantastic. And these ones, being more complicated as they have the ratcheting mechanism and they are flex head, were about a third of the price of the Mac set I have that are just the standard zero offsets. So I thought, you know what, for a fraction of the price, I'm gonna give these Icons a try. And there are a lot of situations with those Mac wrenches that I was like, man, I wish I could just like boop And these ones you can move it that little bit. One thing that I really do like is the directional change. This little button here, it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can see that. So now I'm going one way, boom, now I'm going the other. It doesn't really have much of a clearance issue at all, and it's not on the back here. So I hate it when ratcheting wrenches have the little switch on the back. You know, it's fine. In some instances, it's actually better than having to flip it around. But most of the time you're using something like this, you're in a really tight spot where if you're hitting that button, now all of a sudden you're going the wrong way because you have interference, you're hitting an inner fender, whatever the case may be. I really like this thumb switch instead, and the fact that it doesn't stick out all that much. So you have confidence that you're not gonna like knock this into the reverse direction by accident when you're trying to work on something. Now, I'd imagine that because these are ratcheting and they are so long, there's my arm, it goes well past my elbow. These things are long, which means you can get a lot of leverage on these, which means that there's gonna be a lot of stress on this ratcheting mechanism. So we'll see how that holds up. When I did that whole front end rebuild on that Chevy pickup, I used and abused the crap out of these, breaking stuff loose, because I didn't have all my power tools here like I do at the shop. So I used these quite a bit, and I didn't have any slipping. I didn't notice any wear on them at all, but time will tell. They're not really that old yet. But you have a lifetime warranty, which is, I think, where Harbor Freight finds a lot of their success is, yeah, you have to go there. They're not coming to you, but you also have that availability of going to their store. It's a little less convenient, but you're also paying a fraction of the price for some of these tools that you are your big names like Snap-on, Matco, and Mac. So far, I think the Icon line feels phenomenal. I think the stuff that I have feels a lot better than the standard Pittsburgh stuff, and I mean, it should. It is priced way above Pittsburgh. Now, the one thing that I think Icon may have an issue with, which I talked about before, they're priced above Craftsman and Cobalt and Gear Wrench, which I think could be an issue for a brand that nobody has heard of. But so far, as a professional technician, the few things that I've had, this probably being my favorite, I also have the ratcheting stubby wrenches, which feel phenomenal, and I have one of their 1/2-inch ratchets, which honestly doesn't feel that much different than the Pittsburgh Professional, but I think that's kind of to be expected because if I remember right, Pittsburgh Professional ratchets are also built in Taiwan. But I haven't had any issues with these at all. And like I said, when you're working on stuff that's really tight, seized together, and maybe you can't get the leverage out of a standard wrench, even my Snap-on ones sometimes start to span if stuff is too tight, these are gonna save your life. And I really love them for pulleys when you're trying to get a drive belt on, maybe working on a water pump, anything that's transverse, where you're working on the pulley belt side of the engine, the front of the engine. Anytime you're in one of those situations, these type of wrenches, the zero offsets, really seem to save the day. And then on top of that, being flex head and having a ratcheting mechanism really have performed well for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. I hope we can show you the lift relatively soon, maybe in the next video, and then we'll get that steel building rolling. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you press that like button down below. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you have not already, and we'll see you next time.